Hello, today I would like to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's a James Gunn film and it's a follow-on from 2014 hit which was Guardians of the Galaxy, which I really enjoyed. The first film was really good. I nearly brought the tape. That's how sad it got my sort of. I bought 3 Guardians of the Galaxy comic books to try and get to know the characters a bit better. And it started me collecting game comic books. I never really was a big collector. I mean, I got the Eagle when I was a kid, but started me looking at stuff like that, which was great. I mean, I hadn't had that with the Avengers. Say, the Avengers seemed far more of a standard kind of film in so many ways compared to Guardians. Because Guardians seem to take things and run with them. I'd say more in the lines of it would be a bit like watching Superman film as opposed to something like The Incredibles. This second film is, I was laughing from pretty much the outset. There's a bit in it where you think, oh, they've gone that direction. Really, they've gone that direction. They're doing that. They're doing that. Okay, that's lame and done all over. And then they do something in the film, in the beginning, when they're stealing, when they're trying to present the theft of these batteries. They do something right at the beginning, and they make a director, and James Gunn has made a directorial or story decision, and it was hilarious. I loved it. It was the credit sequence, and the credit sequence, if you remember what the Guardians of the Galaxy was in the first film, this one I think outstripped it. It was longer. It had more going on, but because of the way they shot it, it was great. I just liked the way they did that. It kind of set up the rest of the film. It sets up so that when things happen later on in the film, there's a section towards the around a bit, and it's in the trailers, the bomb bit, this, and I am Groot. No, that's about there's a bit that happens in that which just mirrored it, and it was like, that's quite funny. I like that. I like that style. I like the fact you can say we're going to do that, and there's a big guts to that because it's an action film. So it starts off with the crew defending these batteries, and as a result of being hired by this group called Sovereign, and looking after these batteries, they end up in a kind of pursuit from this Sovereign group. So they're running away from the group called Sovereign because they're Guardians of the Galaxy, so of course they've screwed up massively. And they end up, as an off chance, meeting up with David Quill's father, claiming to be father, maybe not father. Ooh. Kurt Russell has said in numerous interviews he plays a father, so take from that what you will. And the story goes on from there, and what it becomes is, the first one was a fast action film with lots of thrills and rides, but you didn't find out much about the internal workings of these guys outside maybe a few core characters. This one does something different. James Gunn, I don't know what he's doing with these. I think there's a bit of him says, one of these films is going to flop, so I better make him standalone. And the first one was a standalone movie. If there was never another Guardians of the Galaxy movie, that would be okay. It would sort of be okay. If they never turned up anywhere else, it would be okay. This one's made the same way. It's a standalone movie. So the thing I really like about that is he's taken a slightly different angle with something. In the previous one, Frills and Spills, you didn't find much about the internal workings. This one's more about what's actually going on inside these guys. So you got Peter Quill and the father relationship going on. You've got Drax. Drax comes out of this just brilliantly. Drax is always stoic or just taking the pee out of someone. And there's a scene in this film which just puts such depth onto him that gives you an idea of why he might be like that. And it's all show, don't tell. And it's a quick scene. You blink, you miss it. You go to a loo, you won't miss it. And it was just, that is really quite nice. Drax now takes on a different meaning for me when he's just standing there silently being. You know, when he says my mind was somewhere else, just something is going on in that guy's head. You get the Nebula is back, and so you get the whole sister thing going on, and that goes in directions, and explores that relationship. You know, your sister. Your mama, you got a sister called Nebula, and your father is Thanos. It's going to be a screwed up relationship, and they go straight into that. Yondu is in this, and Yondu is just there are sections in this film where it becomes Yondu's movie. Forget Star-Lord, forget Star Wars, forget Peter Quill, forget Drax. You know, forget Rocket, forget Baby Groot, forget Baby Groot. You don't want to know about Baby Groot. You just want to know what Yondu's doing, because Yondu is good in this. I like that. I like that kind of character study. I like the fact he went, in a lot of cases, a show do not tell, which was really nice to see. Really, really nice to see, actually. Especially in a Marvel movie. I'll get onto the negatives in a little bit. Kurt Russell is what he is. He's good in what he is, but the amount of exposition. Let's talk about. So we'll talk about good. You're going to get character. You're going to get action sequences. They're going to take the action sequences in ways you don't really expect them to take action sequences. It's a standalone movie, which makes it great. It means if they cancel a series like this, which they won't, because this is such a good film. You can be happy with it. You know, if you only ever saw Dark Knight, you never saw any of the other stuff, wouldn't matter. Dark Knight Rises doesn't matter. Dark Knight Begins doesn't matter. If you see none of the other stuff, because they're standalone movies, and this is a standalone movie. If you do not see Guardians, you'll quickly pick up where people are meant to be. If it's not, if there's nothing after this, you got an ending that's satisfying. You know, it's not Ray going, please JJ, just end the film properly, yeah? Either make out the first scene of the next film, or anyway, I don't want to go into it. It's a standalone movie. Things that really bugged me about it, which did actually bring me down, is the Kurt Russell character, not Kurt Russell himself. He played it well, but he brings me down. People say the Sovereign, but Sovereign, I kind of treat them as a MacGuffin, and because of the limited enemies these guys can have, because they're not doing a Suicide Squad where a DC thing where every single enemy has to be the biggest, baddest, ultimate thing in the universe. They have to have an annoying thing come after you, and that's what they are. They're the bugs you try and squat out away. But you know, and they add to action sequence. They give away. I couldn't have thought there's an action sequence in it. There's an action sequence in it where I couldn't have thought of. You couldn't have done it without having Sovereign come in or some group coming to do it. I don't see how you could have done it any other way. And there is a clever thing around the Sovereign which I think adds to them. It gives them a culture, it gives them a culture and a society that I wouldn't want to live in. Let's put it like that. Not in a kind of terribly fascist, but I do come across terribly fascist, but it's just arrogant, up their own backside, just everything horrible, and you know, just. So anyway, bit about Kurt Russell's character. Firstly, I read the books. He isn't people's father. I'm not saying it, you know, just there's a dynamic in the comics which will not be there because of how they did Ego, the Kurt Russell character. He does too much exposition, which shows there's a lot of tell and not showing. To one bit where it's almost like a slideshow, and you're wondering how they could fit so much information in without doing it like that. But you got Kurt Russell there. Use him. He's a good actor. He's really good. And when he's really good, when he isn't explaining every little thing to you, he comes across as just the sort of character you want him to be. And it's like, okay, yeah, I like this. I like this. May not like the character, but I like this. And that was the thing that brought me down on it. It has moments in it which are just for look, it's bubbles, and it's 3D, and that's what part of it felt like. It Oz the Great and Powerful did a similar thing when they went to Oz, and yeah, it just felt like it. It just felt like they were doing that. Really interesting new character is Mantis. She's played by, and I will look down at this because I will now completely muck the name up. I guarantee I will not know that. Pom Mentif. You know, I haven't mentioned. I don't think I've mentioned anybody else. But I had to write that one down. I wrote all of them down. But her character is really interesting, and there are bits of naivety in that. There's a great joke towards the end, which she kind of gets a friendship going with Drax for obvious reasons when you get to know her, and it's a friendship. It'll be no more than that. I'm really hoping won't be any more than that, but just she's a really nice, naive character, and I have a little fan theory about her, but I'll keep that for another video. Gone back on. This the thing. You go on the negative and you come straight back on the good. So anyway, you see, this film. I really got to go and see it. So I'm trying to organise something quick for us to actually go. As one week you go and see it in a smaller cinema, and try and get some more popcorn and stuff like that and watch this one. I really enjoyed. So I said, Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer is really good. We talk about performances. We talk about everything. Yeah, I would definitely go. It's definitely go and see twice. It's definitely go and get the DVD or Blu-ray, depending on or whatever streaming service you use when it comes out. Matt, it's a good film, and it's definitely one that I'm really hoping leads to a sequel. I want to see what happens in the third one. There's a load of stuff set up, and I think what they're planning to do, by the looks of it, they're setting up for Infinity War. And there was a setup kind of for that, which was interesting. But like I said, outside of Ego, and it isn't Kurt Russell's fault. It is they put too much exposition in it, and if you know the comics, you know that there's a relationship between Peter and his father, and that happens because his father isn't Ego. Just want to put it in there. It would have been more interesting if it was the other guy. But you made the father. Just saying. Outside of that, it's just a good film. Just go watch it. Go down cinema. If you haven't seen it already, go. It'll be fun. Have soggy popcorn. Be great. Bye.